Well, I don't want to box no more. I want to do therapy, right? But I feel as though if I do therapy, it will lose the fire that I have inside me. Next year, I'm out of it.
After our second fight.
You're out of it?
Yeah.
So I think that was a mistake for him to say that, especially in front of me. So, I'm gonna just take advantage of him and show him why he shouldn't have said that or why he shouldn't be contemplating that.
He doesn't really love the sport of boxing. He's very good at it, but he doesn't really love it. And if you just kind of understand it from a job perspective, right? I think we look at it and think, okay, he makes so much money, blah, blah, blah. But just from a job perspective, how many of us understand that we're good at our job? It doesn't mean we love.
Davis has surprised the boxing world by announcing his retirement, revealing the news during a live press conference just before his highly anticipated fight with Lamont Roach, where he clearly stated that this will be his final appearance in the sport.
25 is after next year, I'm out of it.
After our second fight.
You're out of it?
Yeah.
Care to elaborate on that?
Out of the sport.
After our second fight. Nah, no, I'm gonna win, bro.
Nah, I could tell you my fights.
All right. I'll go to Lamont Roach Sr. over here. Obviously you have helped with your son becoming a world champion.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis has announced that he plans to retire from boxing, saying he no longer wants to continue in the sport and does not intend to fight again. A surprising decision that has shaken the boxing community since he is currently at the height of his career.
Yo, I tip my cap to Tank Davis. Listen to what he's about to say when asked about his comments earlier, why he wants to retire after 2025. I salute you, Tank, man. This is the realest thing I've heard from a boxer in a long time. Let me know your thoughts, guys.
That's why I don't want to box no more. I want to do therapy, right? But I feel as though if I do therapy, it will lose the fire that I have inside me. I want everything out of me where so I don't never think about fighting again. I don't think about even getting angry, you know what I mean? Because I have two daughters. I'm wanting to be much softer, you know what I mean? Be more humble.
This isn't the first time Gervonta Davis has hinted at retiring early, as in earlier interviews he mentioned the possibility of leaving boxing sooner rather than later, pointing to personal reasons and a wish to focus on other interests outside the ring.
I ain't really trying to be in this too much longer. That's the answer right there for you.
How old are you now? 28?
28.
Yeah. How much longer are you expecting to do it?
Once I get them guys out of there, I'm gone.
Is that right? Let's say like 30-ish, something like that? Why do you want to get out so soon?
I want to just help people that's coming behind me. I feel as though that's more important. Future.
Is that why you got Lamont Peterson and Anthony on this card?
They was before me, but they're trying to do my good deeds. I feel as though it's something that's installed in me. Just loyalty. I feel as though that's something that people are missing out here. I feel as though if you're in a position to help somebody.
After hearing Gervonta Davis's retirement announcement, Lamont Roach responded by saying it was a mistake to share such plans before their fight, adding that it could give him a mental advantage, and he is ready to use that edge in their upcoming showdown.
So it's about time.
Lamont, when Tank says that he's going to retire at the end of next year, do you think he has one foot out the door?
Yeah, for sure. I think that was a mistake for him to say that, especially in front of me. So, I'm going to just take advantage of him and show him why he shouldn't have said that or why he shouldn't be contemplating that.
When he talks about you not bringing your family, what goes through your mind when you hear him say that?
I ain't worried about that shit.
What advantage do you feel like you have going into this fight?
Just overall being something that he's not been in the ring with. I'm the total package, and honestly, sometimes I think he doubt himself.
What has he underestimated about you?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't think he underestimates me. I think he know that I'm a good fighter. He'll tell y'all. I think he's gonna train his ass up, and hopefully we get the best version of him.
Hey, did you take this fight as soon as it was offered?
No. But yeah, no.
Tank told me you had sneaky power, I'm assuming from the amateurs and when you guys sparred.
And from what he saw when them going down.
What was that?
And from what he could see for them going.
The fight between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach was first scheduled for December 2024, but faced delays and has now been moved to March 1st, 2025, and it is expected to be Davis's final fight before his planned retirement.
You can't do shit. For real. Man, be quiet.
I don't give a f*** if y'all was quiet, if y'all was loud.
We got the hood over there. Like, twist it up. I don't give a f*** about none of that.
Y'all can do whatever y'all want. My mother, he can't stop nothing over here.
None of that.
Not at all.
I'm telling you, I'm going to f*** him up.
Not at all. Never. Nothing's going to get f***ed up over here. What do I look like getting f***ed up?
Okay.
That shit ain't never going to stop nothing over here.
And he gonna pay for it. I guarantee he pay for it. I guarantee it.
Calm down, brother.
Come to the fight. Come to the fight.
They probably gonna get you fucked up. Look, fool. Hey, fool. This me and you, fool. This me and you, fool.
Tank.
This me and you, fool.
Yeah.
Don't worry about them. They might get you. They gonna trick you off your spot. They gonna trick you out your spot, fool. Don't worry about them.
Come on, stop. Y'all know what's going on. Y'all know how I'm coming. Y'all know how I'm coming. So stop it. Y'all gonna make it hard for him. That's what y'all gonna do.
Gervonta Davis's decision to retire without facing top fighters like Shakur Stevenson has been questioned, as many believe that choosing to fight Lamont Roach instead means he is passing up a major chance to build and strengthen his legacy against stronger opponents.
Are you and Gervonta friends?
Friends, probably.
Is it going to be hard to go in the ring and fight your friend?
Not at all.
Are you all going to be friends after?
Yeah, why not?
Either way it goes.
Both making money.
But you guys are making each other bleed.
Hopefully I just make him bleed.
True. Okay.
Gervonta Davis's choice to retire without taking on top contenders like Shakur Stevenson has sparked criticism, with many saying that by fighting Lamont Roach instead, he is missing an important opportunity to prove himself and build a stronger legacy against tougher competition.
But, when you're looking at Shakur Stevenson, when you're looking at, these other fighters that he should really be fighting, he don't want to do them fights. He wants to retire.
Yeah.
So don't come but don't come at me.
Yeah.
And go, oh yeah, let's give it all, very big bollocks and go, oh yeah, let's give him some stick and then make out like we want the fight. And then we send an offer over and then you fight for 15 million and yet you fight Lamont Roach. Don't do all that. Do you know what I mean?
It was a real offer. That was true then.
It was a real offer. We offered, I said, listen, you keep talking my promoter's going to get back to you in 48 hours. 50 minutes. Initial offer sent over. But was it Unquell didn't let him out to play? His boss didn't let him out. That's it. So he wants to talk about, 50 million. First offer.
There was room to negotiate.
Of course there was.
Shakur Stevenson has shown support for Gervonta Davis's decision to retire, saying that Davis has already accomplished a great deal in his career and, if he feels the time is right to walk away, he should do so without any doubt.
If he want to retire with the career that he got, then go ahead and do whatever you got to do. So I disagree with it. I think it's soft, but that's on him.
Do you still think that fight's possible? I know he might have a break after that fight with Lamont Roach, but do you feel like you guys could fight 2025 or 2026?
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't into chasing people around. I mean, if he's willing to fight, I'm ready to fight, and I think it should happen, but I ain't gonna lie, I can't sit there and chase you and then, he could try to make it seem as though I need him and I don't.
50 Cent has also shared his opinion, saying this is not the right time for Gervonta Davis to retire, as he believes Davis still has a lot left to achieve in boxing and should rethink his decision to step away from the sport.
They still commit to someone because they want someone to be with them when they're on their lowest points.
Mm-hmm. You still watch boxing?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite fighter right now?
Right now, I'm working with Bud, man. I'm rocking with Bud.
What about Tank? Tank has a fight coming up. Tank announced today, actually, that he's retiring. You believe that?
No.
Yeah.
No, right? It's not time to retire.
Right.
I think Tank he's a killer for the group of the fighters, the little fighters the game. He's tough as nails.
He was arguing with Shakur today, or yesterday, right?
Was he?
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Devin Haney has questioned Gervonta Davis's retirement plans, saying he doesn't think Davis will truly walk away with so much still left to accomplish in boxing, and he believes there are still big fights and tough challenges ahead for him.
To Tank retiring.
He's retiring?
That's what he said.
Nah, he's not retiring. It's a lot of big fights to be made out there, and Tank knows that. I don't think he's gonna retire, with a lot of unfinished business.
What do you make of the Tank versus Roach fight? Do you think it's a fight that Tank should have at this point of his career?
No comment.
What do you make of a Tank?
I'm Lamont Roach. We've been cool since we was in the amateurs. So I'm happy that he got the opportunity, and that's all I can say.
And what about Tank Shakur? If that fight happens in the future, who do you see winning?
It's a good fight for boxing. I think that we should all be fighting each other. That's what boxing is about.
Eddie Hearn has expressed doubts about Gervonta Davis's retirement, especially since he hasn't faced elite fighters like Shakur Stevenson yet, and he points out that fans have long wanted a Davis versus Stevenson matchup that could define both careers. He adds that by retiring without taking on Stevenson, Davis leaves questions about his place among the sport's best, and stepping away without proving himself against top competition raises concerns about how seriously he values his legacy.
Gervonta Davis makes a lot of money, right? He's been making a lot of money because he's been doing big fights and big pay-per-views. But probably what happens is he's on some kind of minimum, but on a lot of upside. And because the shows have been doing very well, he's been making a lot of money. So then he fights Lamont Roach, which, although it's not a bad fight, is going to bomb at the pay-per-view, at the box office, everywhere, right? In terms of what he's been doing. So he turns around and he says to PBC, right, how much am I getting for this fight? And they go, well, obviously, we'll have to see how it does, at the gate and on the pay-per-view. And he goes, well, I'm not fighting if I'm not getting X, because Eddie Hearn offered me 15 million to fight Conor Benn with upside. So you better be paying me more than that to fight this guy who's actually a good fighter as well. And they go, well, we can't pay that kind of money. And he goes, well, I ain't fighting then.
The boxing world has been waiting for a Gervonta Davis versus Shakur Stevenson showdown, a fight many believed would define both fighters' careers, but Davis's decision to retire without facing Stevenson has disappointed fans and analysts, who feel this matchup could have strengthened his legacy and confirmed his dominance in the lightweight division. Many also see Stevenson as one of the few fighters capable of truly testing Davis, and with Davis stepping away, fans are left wondering what might have been, as this highly anticipated fight will now remain only a possibility.
Stevenson is that difficult because of his style, because of his abilities, because of his eyes, because of his, his legs, and his hand speed, the way that he controls range. Tank Davis is the only guy that I can see that could possibly decipher that style. And
many boxing experts believe Gervonta Davis views boxing more as a way to earn money than as a true passion, and they suggest that this mindset could be a major reason behind his decision to retire early, as he may not have the same deep love for the sport that pushes other fighters to continue their careers.
I just feel, though, that he doesn't really love the sport of boxing. He's very good at it, but he doesn't really love it. And if you just kind of understand it from a job perspective, right? I think we look at it and think, okay, he makes so much money, blah, blah, blah. But just from a job perspective, how many of us understand that we're good at our job, but doesn't mean we like our job? Like, some people just don't like it. And I feel like that's the same with Gervonta. He knows he's good at it, but the love for it is gone. And he's been doing it since he was, 6 or 7? And maybe he just doesn't want to do it anymore. And it is disappointing because he's clearly one of the biggest names in the sport. Must be top 3 or top 4 when it comes to sort of revenue and bums on seats and pay-per-view draw, etc., etc. So it is disappointing when one of the biggest names leaves the sport, especially if they leave it when they've still got so much to offer. There's so many big fights out there that we'd like to see Gervonta have. And I'm not talking about the March 1st fight against Lamont Roach. I mean, Shakur Stevenson, potentially big fights at 140. But I don't know. It's strange. It's a strange one with Tank. He's deleted all his Instagram posts. He just seems to be in a space where maybe he does need to take some time away from the sport. Again, yesterday was very weird to see him turn up to a press conference by himself. I actually like it. I don't think fighters need the big entourage, but
Showbiz the Adult discussed Gervonta Davis's frustration with boxing, saying that Davis has long been waiting for his chance to fulfill his potential and believes he can defeat anyone, much like the great fighters before him. However, despite his talent, he feels overlooked, and at 30, he is now questioning his place in the sport. with the decision to face Lamont Roach instead of top-level opponents adding to his frustration and making him reconsider his passion for boxing.
Waiting his turn. Waiting his turn for what? Waiting his turn to fulfill his destiny. To Gervonta Tank Davis, he feels he can whoop everybody's ass. He's always felt that way. See, there are fighters. Shakur Stevenson is one of them. Devin Haney is one of them. Ryan Garcia is one of them. There are fighters who feel that they're better than everybody, bro. Muhammad Ali was damn sure that. He felt he was better than everybody. Everybody. George Foreman felt nobody could mess with him. Mike Tyson thought he was the best fighter God ever created. Do you understand how frustrating it must be to feel that you possess all these tools and skills and greatness, and you sit in the bench? That's why he's given up. That's why he's saying boxing is trash. We're gonna go through the receipts, but that's why he's falling apart. He ends up, he looks up, he's waiting his turn, he looks up, and he's 30. He's waiting his turn, he looks up, and he's 30. And all his little bros that looked up to him are surpassing him. Do you understand how frustrated he must be? Now he got to fight Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach? Tank looking at Lamont Roach. He can't even get up for Lamont Roach. Pause. He can't even get it. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him in a press conference yesterday. Bob and Wing. Bob and...
Some people believe Gervonta Davis's decision to retire comes from his desire to be a better father, as boxing is a tough and demanding sport, and he has openly shared that he is focusing on his family and even seeking therapy. With 2 young daughters, he wants to be more present in their lives instead of constantly training and fighting. And he has said that titles and belts are no longer as important to him as being a parent, as stepping away from boxing is about creating a healthier family life and being there for his children's future.
What have Shakur done? What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing. The young one is looking more better than him.
Who that?
The Keyshawn. Keyshawn looking way more better than this. I keep screaming his name. He haven't done nothing. Keyshawn haven't even done nothing.
So what do you say to those who
Y'all
might
keep
be
saying
afraid?
his name for?
So what do you say to those who might be saying that, Tank is afraid of Shakur?
Afraid of what? Afraid of what? Us fighters, if we're afraid of somebody, it gotta be somebody hitting us and hurting us. Like, he don't have no offense. Everything is defense. Defense only win in basketball and football.
Davis has said that he wants to be more present for his children and believes he has already built his legacy in his hometown, adding that he is no longer focused on collecting titles and wants to avoid the physical demands of constant training, with his main priority now being to build a healthy and strong relationship with his family before leaving the sport.
After this fight, like Tank over, win, lose, draw, whatever. Who you want next? Look, if y'all don't know, even after I beat Tank, I'm gonna go back down to 130 and handle some smoke that I got down there at 130. All the champions, I got to smoke with all the champions. I wanted to unify at least one belt at 130. Okay. So whoever the champion is, whoever the champions are, hopefully I can just line them up and then take them out. It's good fights. The champions are Lomachenko, Shakur, and another guy from Ukraine, Denis Baranchik or something like that. Okay. I feel like you and Shakur is a really... I think people in the comments are actually wanting that fight, aren't they? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, that'd be a good fight. Yeah, it'd be a great fight.
Davis has said he plans to face 3 more opponents before retiring, with Lamont Roach being one of them, and their fight on March 1st, 2025 is expected to be one of his final appearances in the ring before he officially walks away from boxing.
He took this fight for the naysayers and all the people talking shit about the fight. I think he actually took the fight because he know that I'm a dog, and he want to prove his skills against a dog. So I'm gonna show y'all what happens when 2 dogs get in the ring together, and I'm gonna be the one. Obviously, I'm gonna be the one coming out victorious, and we're gonna put on a hell of a show for y'all. So tune in.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates, and we'll see you next time.